Good afternoon, everyone. We just joined the first grade students from Bryant Elementary as they made their deposits into their kindergarten to college savings accounts. And I'm particularly thrilled to say that families here in San Francisco have now more than $11 million saved for college in their kindergarten to college accounts. I want to extend a deep appreciation to the Bryant Elementary School staff and mission graduates who worked with us to make today happen. I don't think Miss Cole is back here today, but she's an amazing first grade teacher, and when she heard about this field trip, she personally raised funds so that each student would have at least $30 to put in their deposit today. And mission graduates has supported every student today to help, and many others across the city, to put money into their college savings accounts. I want to confess that back in 2011, then Mayor Gavin Newsom and I started this program, K2C, so that every student in our public schools would know that they have a future worth saving for. And more important than the money itself, this $11 million that's saved means that there have been millions of conversations in every household that these students live in about their possibility of going to college. That is the purpose of this program. The real research showed that putting money into a college savings account, whether it's a lot or a little, begins a conversation that ends up with children going to college. And that's what we wanted to see happen for every child here in San Francisco. Kindergarten to college promotes a college-going identity amongst all the students in our public schools. But San Francisco's not alone in this program. K2C has been replicated across the country with over 100 active college savings accounts today, reaching more than 1.2 million kids in 39 states in this country. And in 2019, California created the Cal Kids program, a statewide universal CSA program for every child born in California. Governor Newsom expanded that program in the 21-22 budget with an investment of nearly $2 billion. Yes. And that funding has resulted in our program, Kindergarten to College, providing additional funds to the accounts of students in low-income schools. I'd be remiss if I didn't take an opportunity to pitch the governor and the legislature to make sure that funding gets continued in the budget and revised so that students in California get an added boost to their college savings account. But the best person to speak about this program are the students themselves. And I'm proud that Thailya Miller is here with us today. Thailya? Thailya is a junior at Gateway High School. She's part of our first class of K2C students, and she's here today to help you hear about how K2C is impacting her future. Thailya, please come on up.
Hi, my name's Thailya Miller. I go to Gateway High School and I'm a junior. So when I had first found out about K through college, it was in kindergarten, and I was like, I didn't really think of it as anything. I just threw the paper away. But as I got in middle school and high school, I started to actually, think about it. And how I really found about it was in 10th grade was when I applied for it was this video contest about my future, and I had talked about how I want to be a psychiatrist, and I spoke about my background and why I want to be a psychiatrist. And I came second place in the citywide competition, hence why I'm here today to speak. And now that in the upcoming fall, I'm going to be applying to colleges, so I figured that these funds are going to really help me out. A future worth saving means to me that I'm working towards my goals and putting purpose and meaning behind them. My plan when I go to college is to major in social work so I could be a travel social worker. I want to be able to travel and also help people through traumatic experiences. Pressing a button to a college application takes a lot of work that many high school seniors go throughout their fall. It's only because some students, they may not qualify for certain scholarships or grants or may not have the assistance, or they don't even know what they want to pursue. It's easy to say that I want to apply to 20 colleges, but there's factors that I have to consider, which are financial aid, housing, and location and other aspects. I got an early acceptance into Shaw University in Charles Drew, which is in Los Angeles. I'm a college-bound student, and I feel like I exemplify Black excellence at my school. I work at Old Navy on 4th and Market, and I'm part of a rigorous academic program called SEL Scholars. As a Black scholar, I like to push myself to take many AP and honor courses. I'm also in a college class right now, and I took college classes last summer.
Awesome.
If I were able to change a couple laws, I would ban the SAT and ACT. Only because it was kept to keep minorities out of colleges, hence is why there's HBCUs and HSUs. And I feel like a test score should determine where you go within a 3-hour test period. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Thailya. We're impressed by your success, and we can't wait to see where your dreams take you. And now, another truly impressive graduate of the San Francisco Unified School District, our own mayor, London Breed.
Thank you. Well, I'm happy to be here to celebrate over 10 years of a program that will have an extraordinary impact on the lives of so many San Franciscans, young San Franciscans, kids who we know we need to make investments to support. I loved hearing Thailya's story and her excitement about pursuing higher education, but also, I gotta say, I'm in agreement with the ACT, the SAT, and when I was in college, we had to take the ACT, I think it was, and the SAT, and at the time, I didn't have money for the fees. And I gotta say, what I appreciate most is my college counselor, Mr. Eby at Galileo High School, who provided me with the guidance and the support and the understanding because I had no idea. And those applications cost, I think at the time, like $30 to $50 a pop for colleges, the SAT and the ACT, there were fees associated with that. And when I think about our young people who in some cases are growing up without the means to be able to not only afford some of the things that it requires to get into college, but what happens when you go there? What happens when you do have to start buying your own toilet paper and taking the kinds of responsibilities that if you're lucky enough to have parents and family to support you, there are so many kids who have those options. This program was innovative when our then mayor, Gavin Newsom, started it along with our treasurer, who's still our treasurer, José Cisneros. And the fact that we're here with our state treasurer, who is just a money mastermind in terms of how she can count numbers in her head and come up with these great equations of things to do stuff for Californians is really remarkable. But we're here mostly because we have to think about not just the pressing challenges that exist that are right in front of us. How do we make sure that the next generation of young people growing up in our city, our state, and our country know that there's real opportunity for them to succeed? And sometimes making these early investments, which we won't see the fruits of our labor until maybe after we're out of office, it's not sometimes very popular for many politicians to do, even though I think José Cisneros might still be treasurer. But the fact is, we do it because we believe in it, because we support it. It started with our then mayor, Governor Gavin Newsom, who has taken it to a whole nother level to support kids throughout the entire state. It continues through my budget as mayor, and I'm sure future mayors will support this program. But I gotta tell you, I am anxious to see that first kid, and I am hoping that it's Thailya, that first kid using those dollars and using those dollars to enter college, but hopefully to help her throughout her entire 4-year time when she's in college. Because college is expensive. It's a huge undertaking. And the debt from student loans, and if you're lucky to get scholarships and all those those things are going to have a tremendous impact on seeing the success of anyone who makes it through this program. So I'm looking forward to seeing this program continue. I'm glad we're here to celebrate 10 years, $11 million, over 130 programs all over the country, 36 states. This is absolutely extraordinary, and it started right here in San Francisco, California. And so on behalf of the City and County of San Francisco, I want to officially declare it Kindergarten to College Day in San Francisco today for you, for the treasurer. And then I would like to introduce our governor, who, as I said, came up with so many innovative programs when he's mayor. He's taken many of those programs and expanded them for all of the citizens of the state of California, and has made not only kindergarten to college a priority, but ensuring that kids have access to child care, that they're taken care of in the early days of their existence on this earth, is something that I think is remarkable. And I don't see very many leaders in this state, in this country, really talking about what we need to do to invest in kids and support them, not just in those early stages, but throughout their entire times until they get to college and until they're off on their careers. And we have a governor who believes in that. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Governor Gavin Newsom.
If I may, just because the state treasurer, she signs my paycheck. If she can go in, right before me, ladies and gentlemen, Treasurer Fiona Ma.
That's okay.
Thank you very much. It's my honor to be here, and I want to thank publicly then Mayor Gavin Newsom and Treasurer José Cisneros for starting this innovative program. We always say San Francisco, right? We like to lead. We do things that nobody else has ever done, and then it becomes a statewide program and then a national program. And this is what this K2C program is now starting to become. I want to thank Governor Gavin Newsom and the legislature for putting over $2 billion into new programs. He's going to announce that I won't steal his thunder, but this administration has focused on getting kids out of childhood poverty. There are still so many children that are hungry, that don't have a place to sleep, and going to college is the priority, making sure that they are not burdened by high student loan debt. As the treasurer, I'm the banker, but I also oversee the Scholarshare 529 program. And even during the pandemic over the last 2 years, more parents have opened up accounts for their young children. It is never too early or too late to save for college. So I thank all of you for being here, and I thank, of course, our wonderful Mayor London Breed for her leadership on so many issues that impact everyday Californians. Thank you.
Now I'll come up. Let me thank the treasurer. Let me thank your treasurer, and obviously let me thank Mayor Breed for the privilege of opportunity of coming back quite literally to the same space where this initiative was announced a little over 11 years ago. In fact, I see some reporters, I think you were there, which is remarkable. You're still here as well. But what I'm so proud of and impressed by is the commitment of José Cisneros and his team to this program. And I say that because the success of this program was not predetermined. We had done something that no other state had done at the time. We had the privilege of having Arne Duncan, who flew out in the Obama administration, tipping their hat to this program as one of the nation's best practices. There was hope and expectation that we were going to stretch the minds of our children. We made the point 11 years ago, in fact, quite literally, I recall saying this at the press conference kicking this off, that once a mind is stretched, it never goes back to its original form. This idea of creating a college-going mindset at a very young age, we believed would have a profound impact. Little did we know that the data that has been collected since in small pilot programs, not just here in San Francisco, but across the country, and for that matter around the world, have not only proven that construct, but have allowed us an opportunity to understand that the impact was far greater than we ever could have imagined. This notion that you're 3 times more likely to go to college, even with a modest amount of money in a savings account, 4 times more likely to graduate with even as little as $500 in a savings account, is something that we asserted, but we couldn't necessarily prove over a decade ago. This program has been incredibly impactful. Jose said it, I think, incredibly well, this notion of all these conversations that never would have otherwise been taking shape with households. Opportunity to have a savings account and the dignity that comes with that. Well over half the folks in public education, their parents don't have access to checking and savings, yet their child has a checking and savings account in him or her name. Dignity comes with that. Respect comes from that. Different conversations emerge from that. This is not just about creating a college-going mindset. It's also about, as Mayor Breed so eloquently said, addressing the issue that defines so many other issues in our state and nation, and that's addressing the disparities that persist in this city, the state, and in our country. Not just issues around income, but wealth. We talk so much about income inequality, not enough about wealth disparities. This is also about closing wealth gaps. This is also about creating conversations around financial literacy. Why we can't figure this out as a state nation is beyond me. The basics, being able to balance a checking or savings account, of course you have to have one to be able to balance it. And so I'm incredibly proud of this city. Close to 50,000 of these accounts. The $11 million is great, but 50,000 opportunities to create a different pathway. And you just met one young lady who I can't believe we're back, and you're so old now. And a junior, about to be senior, heading off to college. That's extraordinary. And so we're proud, and I'll just close on this, that the old frame, success leaves clues. Because of your faith, devotion, and commitment to this cause, it gave us the ability to go to the California legislature and make the case that we can bring this to every part of California. 3.5 million, 3.5 million accounts will be established in the next 60 days. In July of this year, 3.5 million Californians are going to start with a minimum of $500 in their savings account. Some kids will get up to $1,500 in their savings account. No other jurisdiction in the world has ever done something at this scale. That's what $2 billion does for you. And the good news, and to Jose's point, and I know the strong advocacy of Treasurer Ma, we got the support of the legislature to approve this program going forward. This is not one-off. We are doing minimum of 300,000 new accounts every single year after establishing the baseline of 3.5 million accounts. We mean business. This is a big idea, and we think it will have a big impact in this state and this nation going forward. So we're proud of this. I'm excited about it. I'm honored to be back here at home. And Mayor, it is so true, and it goes to what Fiona was saying, isn't it? The future happens here first. You are, in so many ways, the city and county, America's coming attraction, not just the state of California's coming attraction. And I love that about this city. You're in the future business, as they say. And we are mining a much brighter future for tens of thousands of San Franciscans, millions of Californians, and the hope and expectation a program that we can see replicated and expanded to hundreds, millions and more all across the United States. Congratulations on K to C Day in San Francisco.
What are you all doing here? What is happening today?